But y'all, I went my entire life always living with somebody. Meaning, I was raised by my parents, my amazing parents. For all of this is going to be in the book too. I was raised by my parents who I lived with until I got pregnant with my oldest child. And I was like, oh shit, I can't tell my dad that I'm pregnant if I'm not married. The hell? He will kill me and the baby. That's what I thought. Cause I'm like, my daddy, I knew my mom would be cool, but my dad, so I told my children's father at that time, we gotta get married. And he said, oh, okay. He was like, oh, okay. I said, cause I can't tell my father that I'm pregnant unless I say it all in the same sentence. Like, you know, daddy, I'm married now, and guess what else? But I can't tell him I'm pregnant if I'm not married. That's how my parents raised us. And we believed it. Okay. So I told him, I was like, I was 20, I had just turned 22. So I dropped out of college. This is not what I came on here to talk about either. I dropped out of college and got married and had my first true love. That's what I call her. Her name is Tierra. She's 31 now. And she is my first true love, for real. Yeah. So I dropped out early. And so I moved straight from living with my parents all my life. Because, see, when I got 18 or whatever, I didn't leave. I was like, it's comfortable here. My mother cooked for me. My mother really, she was this kind of mom. And a lot of y'all don't agree. I know when I was married with Stan, he definitely didn't agree with this part. But it is what it is. My mother didn't make me and my sister do nothing. We didn't have no chores. We didn't have no responsibilities. My mother, the only responsibilities that my mother ever gave us growing up was be respectful to all adults, whether it's in the neighborhood, at the store, at church. Be respectful. We better not ever hear y'all disrespecting a grown-up. So that was one rule. The other rule was be in the house when the street lights come on. That was another rule. So we had to do that. And then we couldn't get pregnant. It was just never no conversations about sex and all of this stuff. It was just a rule. You better not bring no babies in here. So that was another rule we had. We couldn't fight each other. My sister and I could never go against each other. That was another rule. And I think that was the only rules we had. So we didn't have to, my mother still washed, dried, and back then, we didn't have a dryer to a long time. Let me tell y'all, back then, we lived in Kentland, and in the backyard, it's like a hill. My mother used to go up on that hill with the clothes. That's how I still know how to hang clothes outside on the clothesline. And when I get my house on the water, I'm definitely going to have a clothesline in my backyard, because there ain't nothing like getting your sheets off of them clothespins after the wind been blowing all day, and you bring them in the house and sleep on them. See, most of y'all don't know nothing about taking wet clothes outside and hanging them up on these things with clothespins. That's what we did in Kentland for many years, because we didn't have a dryer. And my mother used to wash, dry, fold me and my sister's clothes and put them in our room on our beds. My mother never said, you better wash, you 16, girl, you better wash your own clothes. Never, ever. She never made us do anything. We didn't have no chores. We didn't have to clean up, cook, iron. We didn't have to do nothing except the rules that I just told y'all. And a lot of adults don't agree with how I was raised, because it's like they say, it spoiled me and my sister way too much, right? Jury is still out on that. But what I